And we had a vision as we came back from here. If you remember, we were for a while... Okay, right there, yeah. You guys have that one. There we go. So we had a vision as a church that God really wanted us to be a sort of a community hub, to be within the community here in sort of the Studlands community in Newmarket, and to be somewhere that had activities going on that the whole community could be involved in. And we've seen a reasonable amount of progress in that direction, I think. So we've regularly now got our Wellbeing Wednesdays on a Wednesday morning. We've got Parents and Toddlers on a Friday. Within school holidays, we've got Make Lunch, and we're getting regularly lots of families coming in and having lunch. Sorry, I thought Dan was actually trying to get my attention then. And we've got Lego Club, which is why I've got David and Linda here. So, yeah, I mean, we can continue to think big, and I'm sure that God's got lots of plans. So, Lego Club, David and Linda, why Lego Club? Where did Lego Club come from?
Well, initially, as you say, from lockdown, and Claire was interested in trying to get more involvement with the community. She approached us because when I retired, Linda, the first Christmas, bought me this giant Lego helicopter. It's great fun. I mean, I tried Meccano, but I can't do Meccano, and it's too tiny. Anyway, so she knew I had an interest in Lego, and Linda has to put up with it. And from that, Claire said, as Jaden, her son, was going to university, she had a whole trunk full of Lego, and he didn't want it anymore, and we were welcome to take some of it. So that started us off. I think Kathleen also had some donations of Lego, so we got a good starting point. And from that, we then went out to publicise it in the schools to see what response we would get.
So when does Lego Club happen, and how often?
Claire and David went to Epic Dad. They run one in town on the first Tuesday of the month. So you went to see how that ran, didn't you? And so we do ours on the third Tuesday of the month. So we don't clash with theirs. And so a lot of the families that come here also go to the one at the library as well.
And I think it's after school on the Tuesday, isn't it?
3:30 till 5, yeah. And they don't have to book, they just turn up.
Yeah. So leads on to the next question, which is who comes along? Who goes to Lego Club?
Lots of different people. And we have some regulars that come every time. And we just keep getting different people coming in. It was full most of the time. And we have a group of ladies that come and they take over a table and they just it's their space.
So it's adults and children and
parents
families come with their children.
Yeah, they have to, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's not childcare, but it's coming along and doing things.
It's an after-school club.
Yeah.
And they get drinks and snacks.
We get about 20 children.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously it's quite a bit of effort for you guys running it each month. From your point of view, what do you think is the good thing about Lego Club? What makes it worthwhile?
Seeing the families just enjoying the space and coming in and feeling relaxed and happy in the church building. They love coming here.
Oh, yeah.
And they interact with other parts of church. Some of them are asking when the Easter Good Friday...
The Craft Cafe.
Yeah.
That was the other event, that community thing that we do that I forgot to mention.
Yeah, and they're asking when that is. And, they love all the events that we have.
Yeah.
Any particular stories you want to share?
We get Jamie's two boys come when they can get there, and they love it, don't they?
Yeah. They do. Just the families that come, again, some of the Make Lunch families come to Lego Club. One lady thinks, she calls this her church, although she doesn't come to our church, but she refers to it as her church. Yeah. And, it's just really encouraging to be able to support them in the community. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what can we do if we want to if anybody's sat here thinking, actually, this sounds awesome, I'd like to get involved. What can they do? What would be helpful?
Well, if you're able to, obviously there's a lot of setting up to do beforehand. We put the tables and chairs out for them all. We have to bring the Lego down from up here. There's huge big boxes of it. And then clearing up afterwards. We also provide catering for the family, so there's always treats, and children are ravenous when they come out of school. So we provide treats and that for them, and make drinks and things for the people. But the other thing that could be helpful, if anybody's got any Lego hidden away in their lofts and anywhere else that they don't ever use anymore and don't need, it's always welcome, particularly the little mini figures, if you know what they are, because the children seem to love them.
Yeah, I mean, we're very blessed. We've got Roz helping, and Mike and Sandra helps when she can, which is lovely to have them there interacting with the families and serving drinks and that. But
some more regulars would be useful.
Some more regulars would be great.
Excellent.
Yeah. And if you've got children that are able to come as well, come and mix with the other families. And
it's all building that connection, isn't it? Yeah.
And just pray for it, really. Pray for the people that come to this building. Yeah.
So anybody, I think, just sort of say, if you're interested and anything sort of resonated with you, and then I guess talk to David or Linda, probably in the first instance, just to be aware, if you're doing anything that involves actually sort of being there and interacting with the children, that does require to do basic safeguarding training.
Yeah.
But that's something that we would discuss with people on a sort of a one-to-one basis. But otherwise, please do consider whether it's something you'd like to get involved with. And thank you, David and Linda. It sounds amazing. Right. We're now going to get you to give another warm welcome. A lot of us know Tim and Jackie from, they used to be part of our congregation quite some years ago now, I think. But it's always lovely to have them back. But Jackie's back particularly today in her capacity working for Compassion. So, I mean, you can take your pick, to be honest. So Jackie's going to be sharing with us this morning. Can I just pray before you start? Is that all right? Yeah, Lord, thank you for bringing Jackie and Tim here this morning. And just thank you for the work that Jackie does in promoting and supporting Compassion, and just for all the good work that Compassion does. And I just really pray that you will bless us through what she has to share with us this morning, Lord, that you'll just speak to our hearts. And just that we will hear from you through what's said. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me. It's really good to be here. It's good to see so many familiar faces, all looking a little bit older, I'm afraid. I've had a fantastic welcome, and really delighted to be here. So thank you, everyone. And I feel that we've been so blessed by the service and the worship. Really feel a spiritual presence here, which is just incredible. So, I feel very blessed to be here. So thank you. And there was one song we sung that said, there was a line in it that said something like, break my heart with the things that break yours. And that's how I feel about Compassion. You've all gone blurry now, so that's excellent. I always worry that I won't know what to say, so I have to sort of do notes, etc. So I think if we sort of manage this by going through the slides first, then I'm going to ask for a reading, then I'll give a short talk, and then we'll see a video. So, Paul... this is a Compassion project. I don't know where that is, but you can see these wonderful children have got a lovely uniform, shoes, they're well dressed, and that's all provided by the Christian charity Compassion. So, and the children love being part of the project and attending and learning, so that's wonderful. Thank you. Next slide, please. I can't see with those on. So this church is sponsoring Children Through Compassion and making a huge impact. And you can see from these figures the hours the children go to the projects, they're learning, the nutritious meals that are provided. Children always have meals when they attend the project because these children come from the poorest of the poor families, so they're hungry, and you can't feed a child's mind unless you feed their body as well. So that's crucial. Medical checkups, they all have medical checkups. They see doctors regularly. If they've got health issues, they'll be monitored by health professionals, and they'll get care and treatment as needed. And all the children plus their families are given Bibles. These children may come from any background. They don't have to come from a Christian background, any religion or none, but they have to agree to join a Christian project and accept that. So they're all given the Bible. Lovely. Next slide, please. Financial support, that's hugely important to run these projects. A lot of the running of the projects is done by volunteers on the ground there. There's very few paid workers within these projects. Your support provides the meals, the education, the energy, all the necessary input to make a school run. And then additional gifts. You can give a gift to a child at Christmas. All the children have a Christmas party and they'll have a gift at Christmas. There's also the opportunity to give a gift at birthdays or another time if that works for you. So your financial support and additional gifts have been absolutely incredible. So thank you very much. Next slide, please. And your letters. This is an individual relationship with a child. And your letters, your connection with that child. You're the only sponsor for that child. And so you are hugely important in their life. They will see you as somebody who's a guardian, a carer, a parent, somebody who loves them and cares for them. And that's crucial because a lot of these children may be orphaned or come from a very big family, and sometimes they don't feel that love. So your letters are vital to them. The children send you letters. They send about 4 a year, and you send letters back to them, plus Christmas cards and birthday cards. These are the children that are sponsored by this church, which is phenomenal. So hopefully, if you're sponsoring a child, you can recognise your child up there. And we're sent photos of our children as well at periodic intervals, about every year or two. And you can see them grow up, which is a real joy. So beautiful children. So next slide, please. And the countries you sponsor from. So we've got 5 flags. Well, we've got 4 flags, actually. And another 5 countries there. So they come from all over. The countries where Compassion operates tend to be Central and Southern America, Africa, a lot on the eastern side of Africa, Indonesia, and Asia. Yeah. Lovely. Next slide. And these are the sort of environments that your child may live. And for those of us that might not have visited a poor area, it's shocking the type of accommodation where these children live. Heartbreaking. And this will be known. It will be known by those that work within the project, the mentors of the children. They will know the environment that the child lives in. They'll be aware of their needs. Lovely. Next slide, please. And there's a quote from a graduated student. Students stay within the project until they're possibly 18, but depending on which country it is and how the project runs, it could be as long as 22, 23. And that's because often they enter the project later in life, not at 5, 6, but perhaps 8 or 9, and the education they're getting is it's not up to the quality that we're used to, so it takes longer to educate them. But the feedback we get from our students is very encouraging to those of us that are sponsoring as well. So it works both ways. Lovely, thank you. Next one, please. Yep, wonderful. So thank you for all that you're doing, which is absolutely tremendous and makes a life-giving, life-changing difference to these children. And before they graduate, the children are given skills for life, vocational skills. So there's an assurance that that child is prepared for the world outside and has gifts and talents that they can use to support their community and their family. It's one child in a family that's sponsored, and the idea of that is that the influence of that sponsorship goes beyond that child to their family and to their community. So the mentor and the project workers will work with the child and their family. So it's a phenomenal blessing to those children. Lovely. So somebody's volunteered to do a reading, I believe, Mike. And could you do the reading from Mark? I think I said John, but if you're good with IT, which you are, then it's no problem. Thank you. Yes. So it's the feeding of the 5,000. It's Mark 6. Thank you.
I looked up the page of the other one, but not this one. 1009 in the Church Bibles. Jesus feeds the 5,000. Mark 6, verse 30. The apostles gathered around Jesus and reported to him all they had done and taught. Then, because so many people were coming and going that they did not even have a chance to eat, he said to them, "Come with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get some rest." So they went away by themselves in a boat to a solitary place. But many who saw them leaving recognized them and ran on foot from all the towns and got there ahead of them. When Jesus landed and saw a large crowd, he had compassion on them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. So he began teaching them many things. By this time it was late in the day, so his disciples came to him. "This is a remote place," they said, "and it's already very late. Send the people away so that they can go to the surrounding countryside and villages and buy themselves something to eat." But he answered, "You give them something to eat." They said to him, "That would take more than a half a year's wages. Are we to go and spend that much on bread and give it to them to eat?" "How many loaves do you have?" he asked. "Go and see." When they found out, they said, 5 and 2 fish. Then Jesus directed them to have all the people sit down in groups on the green grass. So they sat down in groups of hundreds and 50s. Taking the 5 loaves and 2 fish, he looked, and looking up to heaven, he gave thanks and broke the loaves. Then he gave them to his disciples to distribute to the people. He also divided the 2 fish among them all. They all ate and were satisfied, and the disciples picked up 12 basketfuls of broken pieces of bread and fish. The number of the men who had eaten was 5,000.
Thank you. So Jesus and the disciples come ashore, and there's a huge crowd waiting. Mark tells us that Jesus had compassion on them because they were like sheep without a shepherd. The word compassion in the Greek is splagnozomi. Apparently, it speaks of a gut-wrenching response, being moved in the deepest part of your being. Jesus didn't just feel sympathy for how lost they seemed. He was stirred to act. He saw their need time and time again. Jesus shows us that compassion doesn't stop at seeing the need and feeling, but compassion causes us to move. Compassion enables us to take steps forward. Mark tells us he teaches them many things. He feeds them with hope and truth. He provides for their fundamental spiritual hunger. But his compassion goes on. We see in an earlier passage that disciples had not so long been back from their ministry tour that Jesus had sent them on. He calls them to rest a while, but they don't rest because the crowd follow. The disciples were hungry themselves. They were miles away from food, miles away from the villages, and they recognized that these people needed to eat. So Jesus says to the disciples, "You give them something to eat." They didn't necessarily expect that. For 5,000 people, we don't know whether that's just men, so 5,000 plus, or whether it's 5,000 people, but it's a huge amount. And it would have taken a huge amount of money. And the disciples knew they hadn't got that. So the need is immense. The resources are few. That's similar to the Compassion Project. The need out there is huge, absolutely massive. I don't think we can get our heads around it. There's over 412 million children living in extreme poverty today. And they don't have the income for the food they need every day. Around 13,400 children under 5 die every day from preventable causes like diarrhea due to dirty water. 1 in 3 children globally is malnourished, and 20 million children don't have access to basic vaccinations. These are things we take for granted. Behind these numbers are individual children. Jesus doesn't ask us to solve it all. He asks us to bring what we have. He wants us to be part of the story. And that's a huge privilege. So, going back to the story, the disciples come back to Jesus with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, given by a child. That might be that Jesus wants us to remember to come with a childlike faith in belief. And Jesus takes the loaves and the fish, blesses them, and there's enough. There's more than enough. There's 12 basketfuls left over. We need to consider where we are and what God has given us. The cost of sponsorship is £32 a month. It's quite a lot of money, but it's just over £1 a day. it gives a child a chance. It gives them hope, gives them education, gives them food, gives them vaccinations, gives their family hope. They'll be fed, they'll be clothed, they'll be vaccinated, they'll be checked over medically. They'll be given Bible-based education. They'll be given numeracy and literacy, skills and talents for life. And it's an individual relationship with one child. I have brought some child profiles today, 5 children who are looking for sponsorship. Those children have been waiting, most of them, for over a year for a sponsor. But they've been highlighted by the Compassion Project as children that would really benefit from sponsorship. Children can be sponsored various ages. It's to do with when their needs were highlighted, when they came to the attention of the Compassion Project. Compassion works, is church-based, so it's connected with a church and a minister who has oversight of the project. There's 8,900 projects worldwide. And there's over 2.3 million children who are presently signed up to the project. So the effects are huge, phenomenal. Compassion was set up over 70 years ago by a minister, an American minister, who was in Korea at the time of the Korean War. And he witnessed children dying in the streets through poverty. And he believed that he could do something to change that situation. And this is where we are now, making a phenomenal difference. So I'd love to talk to you about compassion. If you feel able to sponsor a child, that would be incredible, brilliant. Sometimes children come back into the project. I imagine there's a child there that's 15, and I would think his sponsor perhaps had to cease their sponsorship because of personal circumstances. So he's come back into the project for the next 3 or 4 years. And at the other end of the scale, there's a 2-year-old girl, and she's waiting for sponsorship, as she will have been identified as coming from a very poor family that was struggling to survive. And while these children are waiting sponsorship, Compassion is supporting them. So they're not without support. But they're looking for that one-to-one relationship and that ongoing support. So thank you for listening to me. I hope that made some sense. And I've bought bits and pieces from my own child, who's called Barant. She's in Kenya, and I've been sponsoring her for a couple of years. She's about to be 12. So I've got examples of letters and things. So, come and read some letters and see what it's like, what the paperwork is like, and the difference it makes. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Can I get our worship team to come back up? Just to reinforce, you can also, through Compassion, they have an app. So it's actually sending the letters and things and sorting out everything. If you're quite tech-savvy, you can do it on the app. It's really nice. Your letters will come through on there as well as in the post. So, yeah, definitely. And also, if as an individual you think, oh, that's a bit too much money, have you got a group? Could your small group sponsor a child? Could you come together with a friend or two and split the cost of that? So yeah, think about different ways of doing it. and definitely go and check out what Jackie's brought with her. We're going to have a couple more worship songs now. I'm just aware that when we finish, we normally have, there's time for some prayer ministry. If, I don't know who's on the prayer ministry team this week, I'm just aware that we would normally do our prayer ministry in this space. Can I possibly get, if we just move over and we'll go have prayer ministry team at the back corner over there, would that be okay? I don't know, just making it up on the fly. So if anybody who's in that back corner just sort of ushers away so that we can have, if you have any prayer needs, then you can go and see our prayer ministry team. We will just have a couple more songs.